Grant.
Good afternoon. I have to correct one thing. Paul Rand is just like one of the family, but is actually Paul Adler. So the adoption papers haven't gone through yet. Welcome. It's good to see you all. Good afternoon. Thank you, Ron, for the introduction, and thank you, Paul, for sponsoring the event and then giving me the honors to introduce Stuart. Many of you know Stuart. He really broke into the national mainstream when he was hired as the voice of the little green gecko for Geico Insurance. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't you. I guess all you guys kind of sounded like me. I apologize. He's Australian. He's so close. So close. No, I first got to know Stuart and what he's all about. It must be 10 years ago now, when I was watching Fox News, and Stuart was one of their main business anchormen, and he was running a panel, and he asked the question of the panel, what is the best investment in America today? And going way back, early part of the decade, his answer was raw land outside of major metro areas, which I, of course, love because we sell raw land outside of major metro areas. But it wasn't just the self-interested part in me that loved it. It was the fact that Stuart understands beyond corporately traded business, okay, beyond the Wall Street side of business. He understands the Main Street part of the equation. He recognizes the fact that across America, in addition to the Fortune 1000, there are the Fortune 10 million small businesses like so many of us here in the room who put our butts on the line, put our capital at risk, use our own ideas, our own intuition, our own elbow grease, and actually go out and turn something out of nothing, build something out of thin air. And a lot of people in business news are really good on the markets and are really good on publicly traded business and the CAC 40 and all these other indexes, but they don't always get the other side of American business, and Stuart absolutely does. His background is that he was originally working in CNN, and he worked there through the 80s, and he won a Peabody Award for his coverage of the stock market crash in 1987. He put the Wall Street Journal editorial board on television in CNBC back in 2001, and he joined Fox in 2003. Now, since then, the Fox News Channel launched a business network, the Fox Business Network, and I believe that it was their confidence in Stuart and Neil Cavuto that caused them to say that they had the goods, they had the foundation to create a seriously competitive business network. And since then, Stuart has been given the time slot in the morning. Varney and Company is on at 9 o'clock in the morning following Imus in the Morning, which if you watch the show, as I do every day, you know that every day Don Imus takes the opportunity to try to say something that's going to throw Stuart off, say something to throw him off balance, and it must be interesting to start your day every day with something like that to look forward to and know that.
To embarrass the hell out of him.
You try to embarrass the hell out of him. That's the right way to put it. Which I actually appreciate, because I've been privileged to be a guest on Stuart's show a bunch of times. And just to bring you into that experience for a moment, you go down there, they put a powder puff on your face, they put a microphone on you, and they walk you down a dark hallway and shove you out into the set. And the set is bright lights, and it's like 10 degrees. And you go and you sit down at the table, and they're at commercial. And so Stuart's there, he greets you. He's looking at his nose, he's looking at his computer to get ready for the next segment. He's got the company, Varney and Company, the three other co-hosts that are on the show. And then you hear a voice coming from up in the rafters, and the voice says, 10 seconds. And my heart skips a beat, because that's 10 seconds. As many times as I do this, it's 10 seconds to national TV live, and get a little flutter in the heart. And that's when Stuart turns to me and says, almost every time, now I'm coming at you this time. I'm coming at you, so get ready. You know, it's like 30 seconds to airtime, and he just learns that I'm coming at you. And it's a great show because you have to defend your positions on Varney and Company. You don't just get to say what you want to say and get off unscathed. You have to back it up, and I think that's what makes him great, it's what makes the show great, and why I'm so pleased to be here to introduce Stuart Varney.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is the third time that I've been with you, the Rocky County Economic Development Board.